This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You are your greatest asset. It's time you started investing in that. Visit BetterHelp.com/Double Toasted and take care of you.
Now, this is a silly ass scene right here. This is just stupid. When that bus goes by, you
was a Batman.
Now, that dude is looking like, why are you ducking?
Why you on the ground? Exactly. I was going to say, he's on the floor. You're like, looking at him. Why does white boy on the floor right here?
Trying to be cool.
If I was Peter, I'd just stand there and just wait. Bitch, you have to get up at some point.
Shit. Kill you later.
Just got back from Chicago, but we got more shows coming up. So you can catch us in Miami. And then the next day in Orlando, that's going to be January 20th and January 21st. And then you can see us in Dallas, Texas, February 18th. Go to x1entertainment.com to get your tickets. But if you go below, you can get tickets for these remaining shows over here. Let's go ahead and get into one of the main attractions here today. So everybody waiting for that Spider-Man No Way Home. Mm-hmm. Some people just called it, just very simply, Spider-Man 3.
Hello, Peter.
Shit! Shit! Oh, jeez! Shit!
Hey, he's that way. I know.
I don't even know you, man! Shit! No!
They really should have him scream like that.
The Morty of Spider-Man. Oh, Mr. Stark! I'm dead. I can't help you, Peter. I'm dead.
Man, but before we had that Spider-Man 3, everybody keeps saying Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 3. Y'all not giving that respect to that original Spider-Man 3. And before we had that bitch-ass Spider-Man that y'all getting today, you know, some people like to say that Gen Z Spider-Man. That millennial Spider-Man out there.
Nah, he's Gen Z.
Nah, he's Gen Z. He's Gen Z.
That Gen Spider-Man out there. You know, we had not all, you know what? What am I talking about? Before Miles Morales, man. We had the first Black Spider-Man.
A man has to put his wife before himself. Can you do that, Peter?
Yeah. I think I can.
I guess.
Yeah.
So committed relationship.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
So.
Well, notice he looked right at the ground.
Yeah.
You ain't ready to get married, man. Look at it. Hey, are you ready to make that commitment? Sure. And dude, man, with them big ass eyes he got, and he should have looked at her in the face and said, "Yes, I am." You ain't ready, boy.
You know how it was for you at that time.
Y'all look just like this. You know, Martin and I have been divided over Spider-Man 3 for years, y'all. For years. You know, the country has been divided over Spider-Man 3. You know, like, this has a reputation for not being the best out of the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy out there. Mm-hmm. This is not the best reviewed one, is not the most fan favorite, but it does have its dedicated audience, which you are a part of, Martin. Mm-hmm. And maybe you.
No.
You know, I don't know.
I'll review it. I'll let you know.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Yeah.
But that was definitely not me. You know, like I said, Martin and I have been in many disputes. We have put so many movies by the side and said, you know what? Exactly. That's what they are. Just movies. We're grown-ass men. Why are we doing this? But we have never done that with Spider-Man 3. Now, I haven't seen this movie since 2007.
Wow, 14 years.
14 years. The time that it came out in theaters. I have not seen it since then. So, I'm willing to admit that, you know me, I've changed as a person over time. I've realized that maybe I did kind of make fun of things back in the day just for entertainment's sake. Maybe I did jump on the bandwagon because I wanted to be cool like everybody else. You know, you're the confident one. Maybe I was the one who just, you know, nothing original about me. Just wanted to fit in. So maybe at this point in my life, 14 years later, maybe I've come around on this. Maybe I'm going to look at this and say, you know what? You were right the whole time. I just didn't see what you were saying.
You've never said that in your life.
But Martin, I've never seen it again until today.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, let's give me some credit, man.
Okay. All right.
Martin, like, no, I don't trust you.
Of course not. All
Of course not. No, nobody looks at older comedies or superhero movies and goes, yeah, no, I really appreciate this now.
Well, maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the one to do it. Before we actually go into this retro review of Spider-Man 3, 2007, I have to let you know that this portion of the show and this review has been brought to you by Credit Karma. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think when Spider-Man went black, his credit got bad too?
Well, his karma did.
His karma did. It sure did. Whether you're refinancing credit card debt, are you paying for an upcoming expense like a car or some appliances or anything like that, Credit Karma wants to help you out with that. You know, it uses your credit data to show your fresh personal loan offers, which means that you go in there, you put your data in there, and, excuse me, they personalize data for you so that you make sure that you can go and get a loan safely, securely, and most important, confidently. Take all that stress out of the whole process with Credit Karma. You know, it's completely free, easy to sign up for, and it has no effect on your credit score. So it makes it easy to find the right loan for you. Because that's another thing. You get a credit card, they look at your score, and then that's a funny thing. To improve your credit, to get a card, you sign up for credit, and then they lower your credit.
Yeah.
It's a crazy game out there.
It is a crazy game.
But you ain't got to do that with Credit Karma right here. They'll even show you your approval odds. So again, you don't have to be nervous about anything. You know, they'll let you know what you can choose from that's reasonable for you. And you can get approved for and apply for a loan with more confidence, as I said. And once you have that loan, Credit Karma can help you track your progress to help you pay off your debt. And they can even let you know if you can refinance on certain things and save. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers and see the personalized loans that they have to approve for you right now. By the way, thank you for your support. And also for Credit Karma coming in and sponsoring this portion of the show. All right. Let's see what we got here. Where am I with this? That is right. That is right. I watched this again, hopefully with a new frame of mind to see if I like this any better than what I did in 2007. Because all these years, if you couldn't tell already, I haven't said it yet, but I'm not very fond of this movie. That's after seeing it the first time. Watching it fresh again right here. We're going to go through certain parts of this and see where I stand now. And even where he stands
Sure.
now. And Martin, you still say that you like this movie. All right, then. Let's see if I can get up to your level. I tell you, I certainly didn't have any confidence going into it. Because at the beginning of this, Peter Parker is in college at this point, and they still picking on his ass in college.
The energy levels are perturbed by the electric field.
He's like, what kind of immature ass are you? He's like, bitch, we in college.
In an advanced physics class, we're all nerds here. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, what childish, cheap-ass college are you going to?
Any sense.
Shit, they're more serious in clown college instead of doing this right here. High school seniors have grown out of this phase. They don't do that. Why? Because they're getting ready for college. She'd be better taking online classes right now. It's like people just don't like him wherever he goes.
Even he's shocked. Like, did you just hit me with a spitball? What the hell's going on?
He's like, damn, we in college, y'all. College. James Franco.
Oh, he's a treat.
Look at start of the movie. Already looking creepy as hell. Joe fine looking.
Yeah, whenever I don't see you, I feel like you're somewhere looking at me like
Yeah, he had a show. Mary Jane. He's supposed to be there watching Mary Jane.
Yeah. How dare you sit there and enjoy yourself?
He ain't
After
watched that.
everything you did to me.
He ain't watched that show at all the whole time. He missed that. That's a 2-hour show the whole time. His neck must hurt at this point. Probably got his hand on his dick the whole time. And if he ain't looking creepy, just goofy, man.
Oh, yeah.
God, your smells so good. I know that face.
I know he got hit in the head multiple times, but I'm like, come on. He's overdoing it.
Yeah, he got hit in the head like 3 or 4 times.
Hey, my friends.
I can't keep.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, great.
Oh, you forgot everything.
Yeah, he gets hit in the head and he loses memory. Now, for those who don't know the story of Spider-Man 3, I don't pretty much know it either. It's all over.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of stories.
You know what? To tell you what the story is, so there's a lot of things happening. At this point, Spider-Man is in college. Peter Parker's in college. He's taking big steps in his life now. He knows that Mary Jane is the one. He wants to marry her. But of course, being Spider-Man is taking up more of his time. And honestly, he's kind of getting a little ego about it. But as if his ego is not enough of a distraction, turns out, in Spider-Man's world, there's always a fresh villain around the corner. In that case, we got the Sandman, an escaped convict who gets caught up, who dumbass jumps into the middle of a science experiment and gets turned into a pile of sand. But in addition to that, he also has some competition. Old Eddie Brock. Everybody knows Eddie Brock. He's Eddie Brock. And as we all know, Eddie Brock is the guy that combines with the black goo known as a symbiote and becomes Venom. Of course, Eddie was hating Spider-Man before he even got attached to the black blob. And being attached to that symbiote right now, as we all know, is Venom, has only made his anger worse, his rage worse. Can he save the day again against not one but 2 villains? I started to say Venoms. 2, no, that's the last thing we need is 2 Venoms. And even though we got one now, 2 of them, can he save the day against 2 villains while also getting a hold of his ego and at the end of it all, marrying the love of his life? A whole lot of stuff going on right there. And in addition to that, his best friend. Geez, a lot going on. His best friend, who was the son of Norman Osborn.
Avenge me, Harry.
Harry Osborn. Looked like he got the crazy gene, too.
It's passed down.
And
as those genes tend to go.
Yeah. And also has the genius of his dad. He's the Hobgoblin now. And, well, that just adds a 3rd villain to the mix. Can he get his best friend back while also tackling all these other things? And it's a lot to do, y'all. It's a lot to do right there. So, yeah, people, this right here, James Franco, I remember when everybody loved him as Harry Osborn. And this, he loses memory and just becomes goofy as
such a weird element, and the thing that really bothers me about like the start of the movie, because it establishes it's a year later.
Yeah.
And Peter at no point tried to go back to Harry and talk about what happened on the Spider-Man 2. He's like, I have to deal with Dr. Octopus. He's going to destroy the city. Like, wouldn't you think that you would swing back afterwards? Like, okay, let's talk about what happened. And they never, apparently, it's like, oh, Harry, it's been a while.
It's not easy to go and tell your best friend, I killed your dad, especially when your best friend is, I don't know, nuts. So,
yeah, he's pretty nuts in the second one.
My problem is mostly with the performance of James Franco.
It's
just weird.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of those girls in his acting class after watching him. So I'm just,
you didn't have to do that.
Just dirty.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't done nothing.
I like food.
Yeah.
My best friend.
I tell you what, why don't you take off your top?
Oh, God. That same face, too.
I will say this, and I didn't say this to you earlier, but I say this to you right now. Much better than what I last remember.
Okay.
Much better movie than what I last remember, man. Being that, and I'm being serious. I know you're waiting to be like, oh shit,
Here
it comes. But no.
But I thought it was a piece of shit. All right, James Franco.
No, man. No, I'm not even. No, I'm being 100% serious with you right now when I say this. I thought that this was a much better movie, man. And here's why. Let me tell you. This is the 3rd movie. And with the 3rd movie, now you can start getting closer to the characters. We don't have to lay on the origin. We don't have to lay on the superhero stuff.
True.
We don't have to spend a bunch of time on superhero spectacles, man. I was very surprised at how intimate of a character-driven movie this was.
It really is. It's despite all the spectacle of the villains and all, it really comes down to the relationships between these three people that we've been following this whole time. By the end, it really is all about, can these friends put everything aside, forgive each other, and repair the damage?
It really is, man, something where you get more intimate moments with these characters, and I appreciate that because, you know, with those characters, like I said, you get a lot of non-superhero scenes, and those scenes are very well directed. I mean, there's some like real good drama going on in these scenes. One of my favorite scenes that went on in here is with Aunt May. Mm-hmm. Aunt May and Peter, the scene we just laughed at, but
they have the best scenes together. In this movie. Yes.
You know, I love the proposal scene that happens here when Peter goes to his Aunt May and says, "It would mean a lot to me if I get your blessing to propose to Mary Jane," and you know, it's a moment, and you know, this is a superhero movie with it's a dude that turns into sand in here, but they made a scene right here that not only did it still feel in place with this movie, but it felt like a real moment between two human beings.
A man has to be understanding. And then you have my blessing.
You know, that showed how much he loved Herb to get her approval, but it shows how much they love each other, man. And that's a real moment here. You know, what I like about these kind of scenes, can it make me just temporarily forget that I'm watching a superhero movie, but yet still fit with the movie when it comes back? And also goes to show just still how great Tobey Maguire is as Peter Parker.
And this was I like this also because in Spider-Man 2, when they have their scenes, they rub me the wrong way because it's him coming to her saying like, "Hey, you know what? I'm confessing to you that I could have saved Uncle Ben and I didn't." And instead of her going like, "Wow, that's heavy, but I still love you," she was all like, "You did what?"
I was about to punch the shit out of him right there.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten, Peter.
That scene ends in Spider-Man 2 with her not forgiving him, and then later when he goes to see her, she's like, "What? You sold all my comic books and my stuff?" And I was like, "Wow, that's a real petty act of aggression on her part." And even in there's no real apology. So seeing this, I was like, okay, now we're back to where these people are. What makes us like them so much?
Yeah, you know, even creepy ass James Franco has a very natural feeling scene with Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst.
Well, initially with the scene you show, he's all like, "Hey everybody," there's still that question like, this is so much. Is he faking? Because you just kept feeling like he's plotting. What the f you up to?
But later on you'd see that he's cool, man, because they got this scene where Mary Jane, she's feeling like, okay, I'm not getting enough attention from Peter. I need somebody to talk to. Things are really hard. In the movie, I like that they bring up that she lost her dream job. Like I love that they didn't sugarcoat that at all. People they showed people walking out the theater talking about, she all right. And she hurting, man. She's hurting bad. And so who else is she gonna talk to when your boyfriend's Spider-Man? He can't ever listen to you. Everything's about him.
And he's running around the city saving everybody else.
And he's a very flawed person in this movie. That's what I like about Peter. You go to your best friend, and he just so happens to be somebody with a dick. You know what I'm saying?
So we tear the house down.
Well, we can use that part.
Acting.
If you were in my school, I would have thrown you out already and refunded your tuition.
Are you about the scene or not? Acting. Comedy even works in this, man. There's stuff over here where I thought at the time maybe the comedy was a little bit too broad. Maybe they were pushing it too much this time around because everybody likes J. Jonah Jameson. Let's give him some funny parts in here. I thought some of the scenes that he did, I thought those things were like the comic timing on those scenes were very good. The part where he had to take his pills, that was funny.
And how? Unless me again.
Time to take your pill. Not that one.
with him. She don't like him.
Oh yeah.
But
That's the one thing she gets to do all day.
Yeah.
It makes her job worth it.
when she found out he can't get mad because his high blood pressure will kill him, she's like, I'm gonna with him all day.
It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
It is.
That one.
God damn it! Now look. I think they even bring those emotional moments to the villains in here, man. Mainly the Sandman, who we see right here. You know, now I'm gonna be honest with you. I like what they tried to do with the Sandman as far as having some deep scenes, but they don't know what the hell they're doing with this character, man. This character right here. To the point where, look, that's, what is it?
Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church. That guy is a very good actor.
Yes.
Very good actor.
Yes,
But I wouldn't know if this was the first time I saw him in this movie. I think this guy, I would look at this and I'd be like, this is one of the shittiest actors I've seen right here. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm being honest with you about this movie. I like what they tried to do with him, but this dude cannot act in here, man, because they don't know what to do with him.
Jig's up, pal.
I don't want to hurt you. Leave now.
What are you, a Terminator?
So stilted. Every line of his dialogue is stilted.
I'll show y'all one more time.
Jig's up, pal.
I don't want to hurt you.
You don't want to act. Now, do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because that guy is a great actor,
Sure,
man.
sure.
I'll show you another scene that's supposed to be, and it's a scene that I actually like what they're trying to do, but they got him doing silly things too, man. But which they do with a lot of comic book movies. When they get something that you recognize, like when he found that shirt.
Oh, I know.
When he pulled that shirt out and stared at that shirt for a long time.
Ah, yes.
He looked
like, God damn, this is the best shirt I've ever seen.
It's got stripes. It's like a darker stripe, and then there's a lighter stripe below it. Perfect.
But like I said, he gets some nice scenes, but he's just not directed very well, man. He like, there's some scenes here, and thank God there's some other people in there who can bring the emotion, because they actually carry the scene over. It's a scene with his wife, where he breaks in his own home and confronts his wife, and his wife ends up confronting him, saying, "You ain't nothing but a piece of shit." but I did it for the kids. You didn't do a goddamn thing. You did it for yourself. She's very good in that scene.
Yeah.
I like her, man. And
Is
the
it Teresa
scene,
Russell?
Is that her?
I think so.
And the scene itself is very emotional. Going back to the way it was with Peter and Aunt May.
You maybe even killed a man.
It wasn't like that. I had good reason for what it was doing.
God, it's cut.
Try it again.
Jesus. You know, this is your money. You're paying for this acting class.
And that's the truth.
That is the truth that you left behind, right there in that bedroom.
He knows what he's thinking.
You and the truth sitting in prison again.
You and the truth eating 3 meals a day.
Oh, you're just having a good time with this, aren't you?
If I wasn't wearing this striped shirt. And I'm making fun of him, but I didn't even see it that bad in that scene right there. He's kind of, his wife is jumping on him. He's trying to be careful not to say the wrong thing. So I'm just being kind of petty here. But it's when he's talking to his daughter. He is not coming across at all, man. I feel bad for him in that scene.
Promise. I'll make you healthy again. Whatever it takes. I'll get the money.
She don't believe it.
Get out of here.
She's like, yeah, get him out of here with a no acting ass. She's looking at him all like, you believe this shit? You married this?
I got to act against this.
She's like, I'd like to be at that wedding. I do. Look at it. She's like, can somebody give me something? I got more emotion from a pile of sand.
Oh, yeah.
Than him, than the actual person.
The birth of Sandman scene.
Man, that scene is that scene is very good. That scene, not all the CG is good. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. But really, it's like a short animated film.
Yeah.
Of a clay or sand person trying to come to life. I got more emotion out of those grains of CG sand than I did the actual actor, because you're actually, through body language, you're actually getting emotion from that. Because this little ass is struggling to get out that
Well,
sand.
plus it's a throwback to like those 50s horror movies, and especially with with some kind of body horror like The Fly, where okay, you've accidentally stepped in this, and oh my God, this is changing your whole physiology. And you feel sorry for him.
No, and they get you to feel sorry for him because he's trying to come back, and then he's just struggling.
Falls apart.
He falls apart. He's like,
comes back. Ben Elfman's score is quite good here too.
Is that yeah, that's Danny Elfman.
I believe that's Danny Elfman.
This is hard. Shit. God damn. Being sand is hard. Topher Grace, man. I thought he was actually pretty good as Eddie when he came up. Okay, so he's not the guy who's lifting weights all day, and
neither is Tom Hardy.
Neither
yeah, true. Tom Hardy's a schlub in the Venom movies.
Everybody's like, man, Eddie Brock's supposed to be a big guy. I was like, well, okay, he's skinny, but he does hate Peter Parker as Eddie and hates him as Venom. Yeah. And with Tom Hardy, you don't get any of those.
No, you don't get that. And plus, these characters change all the time. You know, how many characters have they changed in the MCU? They have different suits. They got different color, ethnicities. They, different genders sometimes. They change things around. So the thing is, if they weren't like, point on point with Eddie Brock, I'm fine with that. He kind of had the attitude, this smarmy guy who's, just a little too full of himself, which comes to be his demise later.
Now on, I am going to be taking shots at you for the bugle. Who, Parker? Yeah, look, just between you and me, this guy's kind of an amateur.
Yeah, he is. I like Topher Grace too, man. It helps out. I think Topher Grace is kind of underrated. He's one of those guys. He just didn't break out like he could have.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Sure, he had done other like big genre films. He did Predators as well.
That's right.
Like I think right after this, around the same time. But yeah, just didn't work out.
That's right.
And in hindsight, I will say he's a better Venom than what we have now.
I think he's a better Eddie than what we have.
Sure.
But not the Venom. Not the one who's
Eddie.
Yeah, that's going
to like this. At least this symbiote doesn't talk and sound like that.
Not making speeches at raves and talking about a turd in the wind.
At least he has personality. I don't like this Venom in here at all.
I like him. I'm not saying I like him. I'm just saying he's better than we have.
I like him better as a wild creature rather than somebody who's making lame jokes.
Well, in the comics, he's a personality, right?
They go back and forth. Back in the day, he wasn't, but now I guess he talks.
I don't know. I'd rather take him as a personality, but that's just me. I don't read Venom a lot, so I don't know. I'll tell you, the action in here is very cool. There's one thing I think people can agree on in here. Sam Raimi knows how to direct action. No matter how much you dislike this movie, you got to give him credit. There's a scene in here where he's mixing action, and it's like that. He's being chased by Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
And there's just web shooting everywhere.
It's very inventive.
People flipping around. It looks like the cameras on the web flipping around. And what's cool about that is not just action. Man, there's a real suspenseful moment in here where Peter's trying to get that ring that he got to propose to Mary Jane. And it actually works, man. I was on edge, hoping that he wouldn't lose that ring. I was like, get it. I was actually, I saw myself, I wasn't yelling that loud, but I was looking at my computer monitor like, get it. Like, don't let it go, don't lose it. And now they do that a couple of times in that chase scene. Man, he knows how to really direct action very well. Because, man, this dude you love Sam Raimi.
Yes.
Sam Raimi was doing, he said, not with this movie. But Sam Raimi was doing...
he was doing Evil Dead stuff.
He was doing crazy camera work when he didn't have no money.
Yes, that's true. So, he literally like camera on a plank of wood and running through the woods.
Yeah.
And that was so innovative and fun.
Man. So imagine giving this dude $100 million, what he can do.
There you go.
Yep, and it showed. I was telling you, I love how flawed Peter Parker is in here, man.
Sure.
Peter Parker, we talked about his ego, smelling this spider ass now. And I was just like, man, it's just things that you could tell he's consumed by his ego because he does shit that just doesn't make sense. I'm not talking about plot holes or flaws in the script. I'm talking about that character is doing things that just, he's not thinking straight, man. This is why your ass don't need to get married. That's why when she said, are you ready to get married? Like,
I think so.
Maybe. I was like, and you know, at first I thought like, well, he'll be all right. But then I saw how he was with Gwen Stacy. I was like, oh no, hell no, no,
This was dumb of him to do. This was not smart.
This was stupid. So
yeah, because you spend so much of between the first and the second movie where Spider-Man's a menace and it's like, wow, I got these powers and it's just not doing anything for me. It's fucking my life up. Here, okay, the reversal. The city has embraced him now. He's a hero. A celebrity. So yeah, it's going to his head.
It's going to his head to the point where, stupid ass, you about to get married to a girl who knows that you're Spider-Man, and what the do? You take this new piece over here in front of the world, use it as a photo op to do the kiss that you did with her.
Yeah.
Are you idiot, you?
Go ahead, lay one on me.
Really?
Yeah, they'll love it.
No!
That kid was smart.
That kid knew.
He knew.
That kid's the smartest character in the movie right there.
All right.
She's like, are you kidding me? And I'm gonna tell you, she got on my nerves in some of the movie, but I was 100% with her right here. I was like, because I was the same way. Before that shot came to her, like, what the you doing?
Ooh, she went for it too.
Yeah,
ton and everything.
There's no even getting out of that.
Oh no, she's up in his nostrils right now. Like, you know, for Mary J, I was like, girl, shit. If that was my man.
I think that's the thing that really bothers me about this movie is the relationship in it, because I don't think it's ever been handled well in the Raimi films between Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Kristen Dunst's Mary Jane.
Really?
I just feel like that. Yeah, I don't think they have chemistry. Anytime that they do focus on it, it's usually Mary Jane's being really selfish, or Peter is just constantly he has no charisma, or he has no self-confidence. And I'm like, okay, after a while, like this, we see this over and over and over again. And then they do kind of the reverse. Well, now she's on the out now, and he's finally like, I'm doing everything's great for me, and she doesn't even take a single moment to go, good for you, Peter. Like, I get she's having a struggle. And he asks her about it. But she's like, again, I think Mary Jane's a very selfish character throughout all of these movies. Not just this one.
I didn't think so. Well, I mean, with the first one, because she barely recognized him as beyond being a friend. You know, he was in the friend zone, and that's how it was.
Yeah.
But just look at the way this opened. With them on that date and swinging down around they had everything going on then. It didn't seem like there was a problem with their relationship.
I don't think there's a problem with their relationship. I think they both have problems. And look, I appreciated that because they both are equal amounts of selfish.
Yes.
But I will say she's just a tad bit more.
She is more. No, I was just watching this and like, wow, she is a shitty girlfirend right now. I can step back and go like, all right, she's... Like being an actress is all about your ego and how you're perceived, and she is really on a downward slide right now. She can't see outside of. It's like, hey, I had the whole city hating me before, and now they like me. Hey, is it wrong for me to enjoy that?
Exactly, man. Yeah. I like both of them. I don't hate them, but it's like both of them get on my goddamn nerves. But she is on the wrong, I think, more than him, because there's a point. He says, I'm trying to say all the right things. I'm trying to be encouraging. And she's just pretty much saying, well, if I ain't got nobody to take it out on, so you gonna catch it. That's what she did. That's what she did, Ram. She came in with the reviews. And he's like, get back on the horse. You and your horse.
Well, they can't hate you. You are great. That's a critic. This is something you're gonna have to get used to. Believe me, I know. Spider-Man gets attacked all the time.
This isn't about you.
Okay, see now that
that's the shit I'm talking about.
Why'd you bring up Spider? Now you know. See, this is why they both get on my nerves in this, because it's like, man, both y'all are stupid. I do like it because they're both very young, and this is and it's almost saying to the audience like, all right, y'all don't think these two need to get married right now?
Not right now.
There's a lot in here that I like, man. This is not the movie that I thought it was. 14 years ago. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, shit, that at the time, and I say this with a little bit of shame, you know, maybe I was on the bandwagon. This has its flaws.
Sure. I've never said it was a perfect movie. I just said I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it has its flaws. But I think it's got, over the years, it's got this reputation because people have, you know, it's not unanimous like people love the first and second one. The more over time people have like criticized this movie, people have, I mean, come on, it's like the Mandela effect or something. You know, it's just a thing that affects people.
Everyone hates Spider-Man 3. That's it is.
So now it affects your thinking when you go into. Yes, Chris, thank you, man. Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible film by any means. More like, but
I know these rhythms. I've been here. I've been here for a minute.
I'm trying to, but wait a minute, they don't, because they talking about. That's fine, Corey. Apology now. Yeah. Apologize. I ain't apologizing for shit because I was enjoying this movie until that goddamn black suit came in, man. Yeah, Venom. That black, I really was. This is not me sitting up here trying to make a joke. I was enjoying this movie until that black ass suit came up in here.
Don't hurt. Just give me a chance! What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance?
Frosted Tips, no!
Frosted Tips. No! I fucking hate your hair.
Hey, they brought him back. Good for him.
Man, when that blob, that symbiote, when Venom came in here and contaminated Peter Parker, and contaminated Spider-Man, it contaminated this movie, man. Yeah. This movie, I went in and I gave it as much as I could, and I think I've been fair. Now, you saying, man, okay, so no movie just stops halfway and starts being bad. There's plenty of movies that have done that, but now this is where I think this is the movie that I remember. Okay. This is where I think that this movie is. Not completely, but in a lot of parts, terrible, man. First, let's get the obvious out the way, so we don't have to like dwell on this no more. And let me get it. It's just the whole concept of what this suit does to Peter Parker.
Yes,
is ridiculous, man. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as soon as so immediately when Peter Parker puts on the suit and starts to become dark, he gets emo anime hair. He gets evil bangs.
Better. Oh much better. Get on up.
What happened to you?
Now dig on this.
Who are you?
I don't even know.
Man, emo Parker is somebody that immediately he starts getting like dark, moody, anime, bad guy hair.
Eyeliner?
Bad boy hair, eyeliner on him.
Yeah.
Like when we said earlier, when he went to that black suit, he thought he was black. Started doing that job walking and shit. Even black dudes don't go down the street like this anymore.
Yeah, baby. Shit.
Well, you might want to tell JJ to make a little more wall space.
Oh, this is one he got. I'm going to watch it anyway.
Fuck, Peter. See you there, bud.
Young Hitler's back there.
Yes.
Well, I guess those bangs were effective.
Yeah, man.
Like, shit.
Some about it.
Bitches don't get it.
Yeah. Unlike what I got when I'm offering.
See, the thing is, I do appreciate that in this scene right here, like chicks are looking at him like the drug addict he appears to be.
Yeah. It is like suddenly he has discovered some new drug that he's addicted to, and it's changing the way he looks. He's got dark circles under his eyes. Yeah. And yeah, if at first when he's walking, it shows the women going like, oh, okay. And then later they're like, yeah, what the fuck
is wrong with this dude? He looking at them like, shit, they'll come around.
It's all about me, baby.
I'm like, even like this woman's like, what the f is going on with him? What the hell is he on?
Peter Parker. Peter.
Parker! Miss Brent?
You messing with my piece of ass?
Position I hired you for.
Black suit Spider-Man.
Shit! Now that's what the hell I'm talking about.
Peter, these are incredible. You gotta have these, Jonah.
I'll pay you the usual rate.
Well, Talk to the hair.
Johnson, take the staff job. Double the money.
Like, none of these characters would put up with this shit. All because all of a sudden he got bangs. J. Jonah Jameson's actually dealing with his bullshit. It's like, nah, man, get the hell out of here. Pull out that mace. Now, had this been consistent where everybody's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? That would have been cool. Or maybe they set it up to where everybody's falling for it. Maybe everybody that turns to the movie where in this world, everybody's like, all right, cool. This corny ass version of Peter Parker is working in this universe. But half the people think he's crazy, and then half the people think like, oh my God, this is awesome. And really, for me, the people who are falling for it are the people who should not be doing that.
Well, it's people who know him who just like, because I don't know if you haven't, but I've had friends who've gone through phases that were completely different. I was like,
yeah,
all right, this is what they're doing now.
This suit, he's so edgy that the symbiote of Venom has given him the power of jazz piano.
Peter?
By the way, we have not learned or heard that Peter Parker could play piano anyway, and I don't buy that a fucking alien came down to Earth and gave him jazz piano powers.
Picked up some skills along the way, man. Come on. Okay. It was bored in that closet.
That's locked away in your brain right now. You just have to access it.
He's a savant, man. That's what it is.
I just can't buy it, Martin. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is for you.
Not only the power of jazz piano, but all of a sudden it also made him a Broadway dancer.
Now dig on this.
Oh, f you, man. This is like... to me, when I was watching this, I was like, this is just embarrassing. I was like, man, they really think the audience sitting up here talking about, oh, wow, Peter's so cool.
I don't think anybody was thinking that.
I think that's the way. No, I think that's what they're trying to get across.
No, it's he thinks he's so cool.
I would say that he thinks he's so cool, but apparently everybody thinks he's so cool in the movie because the audience is like, oh, wow, yeah, man. Oh, who's that? Gwen is going on a date with him, and he's the whole time he's like, yeah, babe, yeah, cool, right? And so everybody's buying it, man, here. And I'm looking at this and like, who the f would buy this, man?
It's just a weird way to showcase that he's changed as a person. It just doesn't work. It just feels so corny and inauthentic and bizarre.
If it came down to the whole world looking at him like, the f is this guy? But everybody, when he starts dancing, now you remember everybody in the place is like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't know him, if you're just someplace listening to music and somebody gets up and starts dancing and actually has moves. I've seen this where somebody dances. You know, if you're somewhere and there's a band playing and somebody gets up and dances, sometimes people will form around them and cheer them on.
You go to the elephant room and pull this shit, they're kicking your ass out.
Not the elephant room, but there's other dance clubs where that happens.
Well, that's a dance clubs, but when somebody's getting a performance and you jump on stage and interrupt them, all of a sudden some people might be like, okay, this is part of the act, this is cool, but the establishment is going to be like, get your ass off that stage and let's go, get the out of here. But I wouldn't mind it if it was consistent. If everybody was like, man, that guy's awesome, but people either like, he's awesome or he's a fucking nut. And and it's like I said, when you see other women like, wow, that guy's stupid. Why ain't she one of those chicks? I just don't think it's consistent. I think it's written really bad, and that shit is just, I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people like Spider-Man 3, so finally,
well, f you, Mark.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying that. I just, I can't speak for people who like the scene because they like it. For me, I felt embarrassed. I already said that Mary Jane is getting on my nerves in the movie, so that's nothing new. I think she got on a lot of people's nerves.
Yeah.
I like that she had one argument with Peter. First thing she did was go running over to Harry's house.
I know.
Looking for some hairy balls on her food.
Me too.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Let's do it again.
He's not sorry.
No, it's okay. Please, forgive me.
He says now.
Hey, where the hell you going?
You're not going to tell anybody, right? You're not going to tell anybody, right?
First thing that fool did was hit the bottle. Well, had no sex with me, huh? Shit. and then lost his mind.
You've taken your eye off the ball.
There he is.
He's like, shit, what was in that bottle?
Avenge me! Vengeance! Vengeance! Vengeance was in there.
Drank some shit from the lab.
A little bit of Defoe was in that bottle. Back to formula. Harry.
What's up, son? That bitch still teasing you? What's up, old blue balls? Shut up, daddy. Shut up.
I just love how alcohol makes you remember things.
Well, alcohol
it makes you forget.
I guess so.
Alcohol and backed up semen.
I guess so. It triggers William Dafoe. Need that combination.
Plus, I bet if you had that photo of Willem Dafoe in your house, it would turn you evil every so often too. You know, you're doing your stream and you're drinking your whiskey, and you look over that photo, it's staring at you, and suddenly,
finish it, Harry.
Wait, comes into focus too. What the fuck you looking at?
Remember me?
Stop looking at me. Go handle your shit.
You let Corey make a fool of you?
I just thought it was funny that, you know, this is not a terrible part to me in here, because it is a cool fight though. I just thought it was funny how she just turned them against each other.
Oh, yeah, she totally did.
Just two dicks fighting each other over this chick.
Strawberries.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Daddy?
Well, it's that point where he tries to get up and he's like, sit your ass back down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You gonna cry? Blew that face. I would tell you, I love that shit, because he thought he was really doing something. Oh, yeah, I'll show you. Got a head too. Oh, shit. Spider sense. Fuck, I forgot about that. I don't mind that they're fighting each other. She turned them against each other. I think that's actually kind of cool. I like James Franco. He gets weird. I don't like it for the movie. I like it for him. He just gets. We're back to the beginning of the movie.
Yes,
where he just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
How's the pie?
So good.
Yeah, you don't need no more of this. Take this back.
I love this little wink too with Peter when he leaves. He's like,
oh yeah. Oh, I totally.
That shit had me laughing, man. Now, this is a silly ass scene right here. This is just stupid. When that bus goes by,
pulls a Batman.
Now, that dude is looking like, why are you ducking?
Why you on the ground? Exactly. I was gonna say he's on the floor. He's like, you can see him looking at him. Why does white boy on the floor right here?
Trying to be cool.
If I was Peter, I'd just stand there and just wait. Bitch, you have to get up at some point.
Shit. Kill you later.
He's like, you'll get your ass. You find that dude's like, hey, he done. Here, man, look, there's moments I forgot the Sandman was in here.
Yeah, true.
Like, that's the part we came up and I was like, oh yeah, shit, this guy.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was here. And, you know, the reason why is because they leave away from him so much and they come back. And that's why Thomas Hayden Church, I think he's bad in this, because it's not his fault. He has nothing.
He's underwritten. He's underwritten.
Yeah, he's very underwritten. It really felt bad at the end because they set up all this heavy impact with him, his family, his daughter, the struggle that he has with. Spoiler here, I don't even like this about the movie. They set him up to where he killed Uncle Ben.
A retcon.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that.
I thought that was unnecessary. We didn't need that.
It felt like Raimi was struggling, like, because when you think about Sam in the comics, he's had his arcs where like he was a good guy once, but that was interesting. That's his best. That's the best he's ever been.
Right.
Before that, he was a sand guy that stole from banks. That's it.
Yeah. It made more sense that he would rob banks than Dr. Octopus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I felt like Raimi was struggling, like, I need to make him, I need to connect him to Peter in some way. And you have a personal connection. And what happened was he decided to retcon that, which felt unnecessary. It felt unearned.
So without this character getting a whole lot of attention, I don't think they deliver on the emotional storyline they wanted with him. And I don't even think he comes across with the menace that they want in a villain. But yet at the end, they try to give him some kind of redemption story, which is not earned, in my opinion, at all.
I forgive you.
Okay. I like the way he set up, and now that you have, I can just wisp away with the wind. Of course, we all like that. He just goes with the wind.
Yeah.
What are your powers exactly, man?
I don't understand.
Well, it was one of those things where, yeah, you didn't so much feel that menace from him, but there was no way to beat him. They kept trying back and forth, and he could not be beat. It was like, all right, I guess all he can do is just make peace with this guy.
My argument with that is, if you can't beat him, then that's why it should be more menace there.
No, but there, I mean, there was that menace, but it was like, try as we might, we cannot put this guy down. There's just everything they did. There was no way to make that happen. And yeah, I didn't like that retcon at all, that he was one who killed Uncle Ben. But it did set up something. One of the shittier things that Mary Jane did, where she's just like, oh, so that means that Robert you killed in the first movie, you killed the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Just to like, wow, just pile on me right now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I actually like that. No, I like that. I if he's unbeatable, make him feel unbeatable. And plus, I mean, these villains always come back. They're not, a lot of villains don't die, so of course we never beat any of them.
He's the only one that lives in the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah.
Everyone else is dead. Well, not anymore. But
yeah.
But there was no way to beat him, no way to kill him or capture him.
Yeah.
I think the Venom story is not that great. It feels rushed, the Eddie Venom story. Like, I like Eddie Brock. I think the Venom story is rushed. Again, things are reduced to coincidences when you can't really flesh them out.
Yeah.
It just so happens that Spider-Man was there when the alien came down, and now just so happens Spider-Man and the alien are there when Eddie Brock's in the church praying to God to kill Spider-Man. I like the way somebody said Eddie was trying to get God to perform a hit for him.
Kill
Spider-Man for me. When Eddie becomes Venom, he knows that Sandman is trying to kill Peter Parker or kill Spider-Man.
End of the line, Spider-Man.
Jesus!
God damn! Boy, you got the devil in you.
Spider. Together, he doesn't stand a chance. Interested?
So, how does he know?
Because the symbiote, when it was on Peter Parker, knows everything about him. So it would know all the stuff he knows about Flint Marcos, a.k.a. Sandman.
Okay. I'll take that. They're trying to make Harry a good guy now. They're trying to give him a redemption arc right here. And I don't mind, even though it don't make any sense. Like, I think it's kind of shitty the way Peter came in. And after all they went through, after what happened, y'all saw he blew him up. He gonna come back and be like, hey man, so about that, ain't no big thing, right? But I got a couple of people trying to kill me. I need your help.
I need your help.
That's what I just said.
Can't take them both. Not by myself.
Oh shit.
Damn, I you up.
You know what? That's all right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that's a no, right?
This is my answer.
Yeah, I like the way he didn't even get my answer. He just turned around and said, okay, what the you think? Okay, so this is one of the biggest flaws in the movie.
I know, and I can tell you that so much I can just let go and be like, hey, man, I'm with the spirit of it. This is fun, and I know this is rushed, but that's okay. But what you're about to say, I was just like, God damn.
Okay.
How did you let this? How did you put this in here?
This goddamn butler, boy.
Bernard.
What was it?
Bernard. Who's seen everything for years.
This goddamn.
I mean, I guess he felt like, well, it's not my place.
Man,
I really need this job.
This goddamn Crypt Keeper Phantasm Hogwarts looking ass butler up here. He sat up here and after 3 movies seeing people go crazy, after watching Peter and Harry try to kill each other after they had tore this house up fighting each other, he comes out and is like, well, hey man, I actually saw everything and man, that guy's cool.
I know you're trying to defend your father's honor, but there's no question that he died by his own hand.
You know what? First of all, you're fired. Second of all,
you ain't lied about that. It's just like, wow, you are so fired.
Wow. you were fired, and second of all,
Yeah.
I love you, Harry.
No, you're dead, Bernard.
But man, he comes back for that hostage scene. That hostage scene plays out. That shit plays out like a comedy, man. Especially when they jump cut between after Topher Grace picks up in a cab.
How you doing?
He picks up in a cab and it cuts to hostage crisis on the Capitol or whatever.
Yeah. Rough
Where
cut.
to?
All New York is holding its breath as the hostage crisis continues to unfold.
That anchor don't give a by the way.
No. Well, he couldn't even bother to comb his hair.
He looks like that. He looks like that anchor on The Simpsons.
Kent Brockman.
He looked like Kent Brockman. Damn, that dude does look like man.
That's who Raimi was referencing.
But Kent Brockman's hair is at least coiffed.
Yeah, Jesus, that dude looks just like Kent Brockman, man.
Every attempt by the police to rescue the hostage has been thwarted by the Sandman. Compounding the danger is the appearance.
Don't give a shit.
Compounding the danger.
Shit, 'cause I would have been like the what?
That's why you're not an anchor.
Yeah, that's true. He's a professional, Corey. He's a professional.
When you think about how many news stories go through and they just read them.
Yeah, man, that shit is funny to me, especially when they get to the end. They start showing Mary Jane in that cab. I like the way you said the woman that is being rescued by Spider-Man on the news.
Yeah, the woman, she's been kidnapped. Also, funny enough, she also kidnapped by Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin. Who does she know? Why does she keep getting kidnapped? Yeah.
The latest hostage crisis, Mary Jane kidnapped by...
Again.
Mary Jane. She's got a gun to her own head and she will shoot, she says. Spider-Man, where are you? Damn, his eyes are big.
Oh, shit.
I do not want to face that.
It's one of those nights.
The hostage has been identified as Mary Jane Watson, an actress recently seen in a...
This bitch again?
Yeah. Former actress.
And now on our Where's Mary Jane segment.
Yeah, man. The whole thing just feels rushed, man. That's all. Which is a shame for me because that second half is so bad to me, but that first half is pretty decent, pretty good. So I have come around on that before. I was just kind of, this movie's some bullshit. It's probably like a low rental, or low rental. But I sincerely did enjoy it. Like you thought I was like joking around. Mm-hmm. I really did. Everything I said about that first half, I meant.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I really do like it.
But yeah, I think this film, it kind of doubles down on a lot of the flaws that are within the trilogy itself, where Raimi really leans into the campy tone, and it doesn't just come across very earnest. It just feels inauthentic, and you have all these other underwritten characters, Venom, Sandman, and New Goblin, that it just feels like, wow, you dropped the ball on all these guys, and it just kind of ends in a really weird, awkward way. I guess we'll move on. We'll become better people. But we never saw that other movie, so it's kind of, it ends on a really just sour note for me overall. Like it's sad. This is the end of this trilogy.
I think it has some of the same problems as Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman.
Oh, and it's too long, and this pacing is not great. So yeah, to me, this is still some old bullshit. Hi, some old bullshit.
Hey, that's progress.
It's progress. Hey. And it was not the movie Raimi wanted to make either. I think that's obvious.
Yeah. No, I can actually, let me just say that I can actually defend the film.
Okay.
You can defend in some aspects.
Yeah. No, I can actually defend the film. There's a lot that I would be positive and say there's a lot I like about it.
Sure.
Leave it at that. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.